and welcome to the Armadale Stellar Devils preview show. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by Dave Harley as we look ahead to the first of a hat-trick of Devils matches on Friday nights. The first one being this week as Kent come a-calling. Dave, it's been a little while since we've seen the Devils in action around Armadale. Of course, just that one attempted match against Leicester that was rained off after 2 months. Sort of been the best part of 3 months, after 2 heats, sort of been the best part of 3 months since we've seen the Devils take to the track on Friday, and I for one, am looking forward to it.
Yeah, middle of June since they've had a meeting at Armadale, so they must be desperate to get back and get going again. It's a bit of a frustrating time for the guys, but they'll be desperate to get going and get some track time, and the fact that they should get 3 Fridays in a row, touch wood for weather, etc., will be a nice run for the guys, and hopefully a good opportunity for them to pick up plenty of points and get us off the bottom of that table.
That's it. You mentioned the Devils are bottom of the table just now, but those 3 home matches to come, hopefully they can push on up and finish the season on a high. And we'll hear from Lewis Millar tonight as he tells us through how his seasons went and what he's hoping for the rest of the way. And as always, we'll delve into a blast from the past. We're not going too far back this time. A Devils match from earlier in the season and a cracking race when the Berwick Bullets came a-calling, just to sort of whet your appetite for the kind of action you get to see when the Devils are on track. And Dave, since the last time we've seen the Devils, it's a slightly changed outfit or lineup to what we'll be used to on Friday night. Of course, Nathan Greaves sadly stepping down from the sport has created a hole not just at the bottom end of the Monarchs team, but also at the top end of the Devils. And also with the Under-19 Championship taking place at Scunthorpe. Of course, the majority of those riders are National League riders. So it's meant big changes to both teams. And in this case, for the Devils, it's Archie Freeman that misses out. So probably 2 of the key guys for the Devils, unfortunately, missing. So it'll be up to the rest to step up and make those omissions not count for too much.
Definitely, Archie Freeman must wonder what he's got to do to get a race in this league. So every match there seems to be something. But hopefully we'll see him next week, and hopefully he does well on Friday night at Scunthorpe. But yeah, as you say, the boys, George Rothery, as we talked about already, he's trying to get back to that form from early in the season. We saw Danny Phillips last week, so he'll be hoping to do a wee bit better than he did on Friday. And it's track time again. The Millar boys, we see them every Friday night out for second halves, but it's that opportunity to be the guys out at 7:30 or just after that on a Friday. That's why we've got the Devils, to build these guys up. We never expected to win the league, certainly not in the first season with this team, but it's all about building these guys' confidence, getting riders through, and potentially for the future, if this Rising Star programme continues to push riders through into the model. So from that respect, it's a fantastic thing we've got it going, and always good to get guys on track and speedway on a Friday night Armadale.
Yep, that's it. As you mentioned there, obviously, Tom Woolley and Danny Phillips have been kind of the middle order backbone of the team, the sort of backing up Nathan Greaves earlier in the season, and it's maybe up to them now to take that little step on. And we know Nathan. We believe it will be rider replacement at number 1. Just a complete lack of guests really available due to the Under-19 Championship. Other teams racing, other teams getting guests in a little bit earlier while things were being sorted and stuff. So it's a chance for them, extra track time, as you mentioned, and really, Danny Phillips, well-known championship experience as well. Tom Woolley started off the season fantastically and has maybe leveled off a little bit, but I would imagine that's just due to rustiness and not really racing at all. It's only been, we mentioned it's been 3 months since the last home match, and there's only been 2 matches in that time at Maldon Hall and at Bellevue. So a good chance for these guys to finish the season well, as we say. And I guess you can look at 2 ways. You could say they're bottom of the table, or you could say there were 6 and 8 teams started the season. Sadly, 2 of them now demised. But you know what? There's 3 home matches left, and would hope they can start with a nice win against Kent on Friday.
Yeah, and with those 3 home matches, you'd like to think they will pull themselves away and off the bottom. And rider replacement, it means most riders are going to get 5 races on Friday, so plenty of experience, plenty of opportunity. And the Kent teams, all the Kent Royals, they're kind of in the same position, that they've actually not raced any home meetings this season. Bizarrely, they did race Eastbourne, I think, the first match of the season. and obviously that's been wiped out as well. So they're kind of fighting back. They have done well on their travels, but yeah, it's be for both teams. It'll be a new experience, and for their guys, for probably just about all of them, be first visit to Armadale.
Yep, and I know one person in that Devils team that is looking forward to getting back onto the Armadale Shield on a competitive fixture. He mentioned earlier plenty of second half laps, and we've even seen plenty of laps on the mini track from the Millar boys. But Lewis Millar, really looking forward to getting back on his home shield this Friday. And I got up with him a little bit earlier on.
So Lewis, Friday night at Armadale, I think it's Kent that come a call in. It's been a bit of a quiet time for the Devils. You must be looking forward to getting sort of 3 or 4 meetings over the next few weeks and getting a bit more regular track time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, it's been good getting the track time at the second half or whatever, because me and Gregor have been able to get the laps in, but I'm looking forward to getting an actual meeting back at the Armadale again, like a proper race meeting. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I guess it's completely different. As you say, the second half it's good practice, but nothing compares to 4 guys at the tapes all gunning for that first corner.
Aye, yeah, it is totally different. Obviously, me and Gregor kind of egg each other on and are always trying to beat each other. But like you said, it's a bit different when it comes to 4 people that you don't really know. It's always a bit more competitive. So.
And how have you found? Obviously, this has been your first year in the National League for a full season. There's been some good meetings, maybe some meetings you felt you could have done better, but how have you felt this went overall?
I definitely felt like I've learnt a lot. I think towards obviously the end of the year, we've looked a lot faster than what we have at the start of the year. I mean, I know I kind of went through that wee spell of maybe not scoring a few points, but being away at like Bellevue and Mildenhall, I've still managed to pick up some points, and that's kind of what my aim is to do and what I'm there to do when it comes to being like a kind of reserve. I'm just there to pick up maybe like the thirds and the second places or the 1+1s or whatever. So I'm happy with how it's going. And obviously, like I said, just learnt a lot.
Yeah, you mentioned there obviously the last meeting the Devils had was down at Bellevue, and I can't imagine there's 2 tracks much more different in the country than the National Speedway Stadium in Armadale, but you must have enjoyed it down there. I think you obviously paid for. What was it like being down there in those facilities and on that kind of track?
I mean, it was completely different, like you said, but I've never actually rode a big, massive track like that, so it was really good to get it under my belt. And I even said, like, when I came away from it, I don't know, I scored 4 points or something. And when I came away from it, I was like, wow, that was absolutely amazing. I didn't get the setup completely right, but even with having the setup not completely right, it was still a really good track to ride. I don't think it would have mattered if I was racing against 3 people or not. I still really enjoyed just getting the laps in out there because it was a complete different experience.
Yeah. And obviously looking at the kind of league table just now, it doesn't make great reading for the Devils bottom there, but still got 3 home matches to come over the next few weeks, so a good chance to get some points on the board and have a decent finish to the season.
Aye, that's all we'll be going for, is just to finish on a high. And obviously I'm really upset that we'll be missing Nathan, but hopefully we can get somebody in that can do the same damage as him, because he was quite good at home when it came to the National League meetings.
Yep. And then kind of stepping away from the National League, we've seen both you and Gregor having a wee spin on the mini track in the middle over the past few weeks. Just how good an initiative is that for Scottish Speedway, and how much do you wish there'd been something like that when you were coming through?
Oh, I would be in a different place now if I had that. When I first started, obviously when we were younger, we had to go down to Workington, Scunthorpe, Redcar, so we were always putting the miles in when it's already at expense of getting a bike anyway. So to have something like that on your front door would have been amazing when we were younger. And I definitely think if me and Gregor had that, then we would have been even better now than what we are. And that's just the way it is. But I'm happy to see all these new kids getting on, and I mean, there's me, Lewis, and Rocco and stuff like that. They've been coming on an absolute treat. So it's been good to watch younger Scottish riders that being able to do something like that.
Lewis Millar there, Dave. Really looking forward to getting back in action at home on Friday, and certainly a tough fixture ahead. Kent, 3 riders missing from the normal Kent team, a mixture of the under-19 championship and other commitments in the championship, meaning they're missing probably their top 3 riders. But Owen Silver and John Samford down there aren't shy, and they're quick off the ball. They've managed to get a couple of guests in. So we'll see former Monarch Connor Coles at number 1 for Kent. We'll see Ryan Terry Daly, who's guested a few times, both in the championship and in the National League at Armadale this season, at number 3 as well. And those will be the leaders of the team. This is where my slight ignorance of the National League comes in. I know some of the names of the younger boys towards the bottom, but I can be honest and say I don't think I've seen any of the bottom 4 in the team race so far. Jacob Cloughton, Alex Spooner, Vinnie Ford and Josh Warren. I think I've maybe seen Vinnie. I think he was in the youth championships last year.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if maybe Spooner might have been in one as well, but yeah.
Yeah, that could be right. But, as you say, maybe a bit of a step at the unknown for these guys in Armadale and a bit of a step at the unknown for those on the terrace at Armadale and watching. But that's part of the joy of the National League, isn't it? Is these youngsters that maybe you haven't heard of or that you've seen previously, seeing how much they've progressed and where they are now.
Correct, and as you say, Len he's always been one to try and promote youth, and obviously Kent, it's their first season back in the championship level, but they've been competing at that National League level for a good number of years, and even before that, just as Sitting Bull and things like that. There's always been kind of that training area, so a great chance. A couple of really young boys out there cutting their teeth, and it'll be their first, maybe one of their first examples of life as a speedway rider, having to travel the length of the country for 4 races, and so it'll be interesting to see how they get on. They have actually won 2 of their 3 away matches that they've had this season, with a 4-point win at Bellevue and a 3-point win at Malden Hall. It's probably the 3 guys that are missing that were the main contributors when they picked up those points. So, but Kent are a team that are probably in contention for winning the title. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on with their team, the way it's set up. And from the Devils' perspective, it's always good if maybe Kent go on to win the league. There's a team you've taken the scalp off, so it'll be a good opportunity for our boys as well.
Yeah, I think there'll be a few people of a Berwick persuasion cheering the Devils on Friday, and hope that they can stop Kent from getting any points and making a late charge. I think the Bullets still sitting top of the league table as we speak. As always, Dave, we say it every week. Friday night is Speedway Night Armadale, so get yourself along. Tickets available on the Monarchs and Devils website for this one. So either edinburghmonarchs.co.uk, then the tickets link, or armadaledevils.co.uk in the ticket link. And as always, every match at Armadale live streamed and available in your living room. EMTV is the link you want to click on either of those 2 websites as well. Should you not be able to make it and you fancy joining Mike Hunter and Ian Other on the stream this Friday. Mike, I won't be in attendance at Armadale sadly this Friday, but I'm glad to believe we've got Colin Kearney stepping in, a very able deputy who did the Bellevue match earlier on in the season with Mike, and then it'll be in your capable hands for the Friday focus. Yeah,
and as you say, the Devils get the full service apart from yourself turning up this week. So it's, but no, it's good to get these going. And as we talked about earlier, that's the future. That's where we want to be. We'll see the success of the training track. If we keep the Devils going, that'll be fantastic as well. Who knows what British Speedway will be like next season or even next week sometimes. But that's what they are in. So. And it's Friday night. We're a better place to be than Armadale to be watching some live speedway action.
That's it, and I can only echo that. Maybe obviously most of the Devils matches were at the start of the season, and maybe people stayed away. They were wanting to see the Monarchs. They weren't back at the swing of being back at the speedway. They were all but unsure of restrictions and stuff. That's not completely gone, but as good as now in the stadium. It's as close to as it was, in years gone past. Friday night, Speedway night, and you know what? I enjoy the Devils matches. I don't know, it's maybe a slightly less pressurised evening. I don't feel the same nervousness as I do for a Monarchs match. But you get some cracking racing as well. And proof of that, we'll now see our blast from the past. We go back to the start of the season when Berwick came a calling, and a fantastic effort by George Rothery against potentially the absolute starlet of British Speedway this year, Leon Flint.
Leon Flint best away. Rothery really putting him under pressure there. Look at this from Rothery. My goodness. Flint lifts and Rothery goes to the front. This is extraordinary. That really is some ride. Pulling away. Well, I keep thinking, will something go wrong for him, but not so far. What a sensational ride that was. Definitely the ride of the night. And you would certainly think that Leon Flint would be favourite for the race when he makes the gate, but the home reserve has taken him from the back in sensational fashion.
And Dave, a couple more races like that on Friday night, and no one in attendance will be going home upset.
Yeah, the guys are at a different level to the Monarchs, but you still get some cracking racing, and sometimes you get that thing like we had last week in the Monarchs match where there's two races in one because of the standards, and then you really don't know where to watch, and to see the progression of the youngsters when we all saw how George got off to such a flyer this season, and then after a couple of bad off seasons settled down. So again, it'll be interesting to see how George gets on, and good to finish the season with some good racing.
Yep, as you say, some good racing, all but guaranteed when the Devils take to track. 3 home matches to come, so get yourself along and support the boys. I'm a bit of a hypocrite, Dave, as I say, I can't make it this Friday, and I'm telling everyone else to go along. I'm at a wedding, so I don't think I'll be able to watch the stream either. That might be frowned upon slightly, but I'll be sure to catch that up on replay
There's
after.
always a way, Graham.
Yep, Dave, as you say, where there's a will, there's a way. And you know what, I'm sure as long as the groom is an ex-Speedway fan or an Armadale rigger, so he might be fine with it. It's just the bride's family I'll need to watch out for, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For those that are in attendance, as I say, enjoy. If you can't make it along, that stream is available. So get yourself onto edinburghmonarchs.co.uk or armadaledevils.co.uk. Pick up your tickets if you're heading along. Pick up your stream if you want to watch it from the comfort of home and can't make it along. And until Dave and I guess TBC is back with the Friday focus.
You just landed that on me. I just hadn't forgotten about that, but I'm sure we'll work something out. We'll get the Friday focus out as per usual, and look forward to that. And hopefully we might even have news of a Monarchs winner down at Scunthorpe in the British Under-19 as well by then.
That'd be perfect. That'd be a perfect end to a good evening. So until we're back with that, and then again next week with the preview show, thanks for watching and goodbye.